Agaziri magazine, 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 Agaziri magazine. Kai sayabo kai kade ubangiji kai sayabo kai kade ubangiji kai sayabo Allah Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champion, for the champion.
If you have anything in my name, I will do it.
God has something to say. Listen.
My memory verse is taken from the book of John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave the only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life.
God has something to say. For God has something to say.
My memory verse is taken from the book of Matthew chapter 22 to 23. Now all this was done that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet, saying, Behold, the virgin shall be with child, and shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which being interpreted is God with us. Thank you.
God has something to say. Listen.
My memory verse is taken from the book of Galatians chapter 5 verse 22 to 23. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, temperance. Against all there is no law.
God has something to say. Listen. Pay attention, for God has something to say.
My memory verse is taken from the book of John 14:14. If you ask anything in my name, I will do it.
God has something to say. God has something to say. Listen. Pay attention, for God has something to say.
Genesis chapter 1 verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth.
God has something to say. God has something to say. Listen. Pay attention, for God has something to say.
Another verse is taken from the book of Proverbs chapter 23 verse 10. Remove not the old landmark and enter not into the field of the fatherless.
God has something to say.
My memory verse is taken from the book of John chapter 10 verse 10. The thief cometh to steal, kill and destroy, and I have come that they may have life and have it abundantly.
God has something to say. God has something to say. Listen. Pay attention, for God has something to say.
My memory verse is taken from the book of Psalm 119 verse 9. Where thou shalt a young man cleanse his way by taking thereto according to thy word.
God has something to say. God has something to say. Listen.
The verse is taken from the book of Psalm chapter 60 verse 1, which says, Hear my cry, O Lord, listen to my prayer and help me, O Lord.
Listen. Pay attention, for God has something to say.
My memory verse is taken from the book of Psalm 119 verse 1. Blessed are the undefiled in the way that walk in the law of the Lord.
God has listen. Pay attention, for God has something to say.
My memory verse is taken from the book of Matthew 7 verse 7. Ask and it shall be given unto you, seek and it shall find, knock and it shall be opened unto you.
God has something to say. Listen. Pay attention, for God has something to say.
My memory verse is taken from the book of Joshua chapter 1 verse 9. Have I not commanded thee? Be strong and of a good courage. Be thou not be dismayed, for the Lord thy God is with thee.
God has something to say. Attention, for God has something to say.
My memory verse is taken from the book of Galatians chapter 5 verse 22 to 23. For the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, temperance, meekness, gentleness. Against such there is no law.
God say, listen, pay attention, for God has something to say.
My memory verse is taken from the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 18. Why we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. At the things which are seen are temporal, but at the things which are not seen are eternal.
God has something to say. for God has something to say.
My memory verse is taken from the book of Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a bright future.
My memory verse is taken from the book of Psalm 21 verse 1. God is my shepherd, I shall not want.
God has something to say. God has something to say.
Listen, pay attention, for God has something to say.
God has something to say. Children, listen. God has something to say. Children, listen. Listen, listen. Pay attention, for God has something to say. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 1 to 5. Hear ye children, the instruction of a father, and attend to know understanding. For I give you good doctrines. Forsake ye not my law. For I was my father's son, tender and only beloved in the sight of my mother. He taught me also, and said unto me, keep my commandments and live. Get wisdom, get understanding, forget it not, neither decline from my heart. Praise the Lord. God has something to say.
Listen, pay attention, for God has something to say. He loves me. He said his love will never end. Oh, he loves me. He loves me. Oh, he loves me. I know not why. I only cry. Oh, he loves me.
Story. I have a story.
Oh, we are ready to get.
Story. I have a story.
Oh, we are ready to get. 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 Oh
Story, story, story. Story. Story, story, story. Story. I have a story.
Oh, we are ready,
have a story to tell.
Oh, we are ready to hear.
I have a story to tell.
Oh, we are ready to hear.
I have a story to tell.
Oh, we are ready to hear.
Yes. Hope you're feeling fine. Feeling. Hope you're feeling fine.
We are feeling fine. We are feeling fine. Feeling. We are feeling fine.
I'm so happy to hear that you are feeling fine. How are you all doing? Yes, I'm happy to see you once again. It's at story time. I have a story to tell you. Story. Once upon a time, there was a man, Mango, and there was also a young man. He's also a man, but a young man, we call him a boy. The story is from the book of Samuel, chapter 17. I will not mention their names. I know you are Bible students. You will tell me later. Hey, a time came when Philistines came out to fight the Israelites. Philistines were enemies of Israelites. A time came when they actually came out to fight them. They both met at a valley called Elah. A valley called Elah. Okay, Philistines stood on one side of the mountain. Israelites stood on the other side of the mountain. Here a mountain, there a mountain. In between, like this, a valley. Do you understand? Yes, suddenly a giant just stood up, the champion. A wide-looking giant, a man to represent Philistines. He looked so wide, battle ready. Hey, can someone just guess who was this giant? Yes.
The giant was Goliath.
Goliath, a sound clap. That's good. Oh, Goliath, yes. Okay, let's talk about Goliath. This champion called Goliath was tall like no other, of 6 cubits and a span. His head would touch any roof at all. His head would touch it. He dressed in armor of brass. Every part of his body was covered with brass, so that if anybody throws an arrow, it will not pierce onto any part of the body. He wore bulletproof brass to ensure this battle does not take his life. Oh, he was a trained fighter. He put every covered head, covered shoulder, covered every part of the body with brass. Listen, children, listen. Children, listen to my story to the end. Listen, children, listen. I said listen to my story to the end. Who can recall the name of this giant again? Goliath. Because he was trained and he was of high stature and having potent weapons, he became so proud. He became so proud and bold, wide looking, and he became a terror to the army of Israel. Oh, he shouted, "Who will fight me?" He became wild. He bragged with his God. He bragged. He was bold. He faced the army of Israel. He said, "Give me a man. Give me a man who can kill me." Just out like this. "If I kill him, you all will be her servants. If he kills me, we all be your servants." Israelites heard it. They all melted. They became afraid. Who will go and face this man? King Saul could not face this man. He was their king. The king that was appointed so that he could fight our battle. King Saul was afraid. Then who will do this for us? Oh. Listen, listen. Children, listen, listen. Children, listen to my story till the end. For the conflict with the wrong, and those promises were never known to fail. Those promises were never known to fail. No power of darkness for them shall prevail. Those holy words today, let them guide you on your way. Seek your refuge in temptation, rugged gain. Strength and courage they shall lend, power from heaven shall descend. For those promises shall never known to fail. God's promises are never known to fail. No power of darkness of them shall prevail. They are built and strong and strong, for their promises are wrong. And those promises are never known You are welcome by my friends. A few minutes ago, I was telling some of our friends of a story of a giant who came up to represent the Philistines with pride. Unfortunately, the Israelites showed their fear and they began to fidget. They were afraid. The way the man was frightening them. They showed their fear in the presence of their enemy. This is what many of us do. When we are in trouble, we tell the devil we are in trouble. We tell the devil we are afraid. We don't summon up courage and seek God. Oh, but God still cares. He cares for his people. He's a God of covenants. If he promises to anything, he will do it. God promises. God's promises never known to fail. God's promises were never known to fail. No power of darkness while them shall prevail. They are built sure and strong for the conflict with the rock. God's promises were never known to fail. My friends, welcome back. Because God will never fail. He will never fail his people. By his power, by his divine plan, he made an arrangement to deliver the children of Israel from the hand of Goliath, from the hand of the Philistines. How did they do it? We have Mr. Jesse among the Israelites. He had 8 children. The first one was Eliab. The last one was David. David was too young to go to battle. He was sent to the field to take care of the animals. When he came back home, the father called him. David, go and give this food to your siblings. David was an obedient child. David went to the battlefield to see the siblings, went to give them food. When he was on the battlefield there, he overheard that a Goliath, a man called Goliath, was bragging and boasting to kill them. Oh, David said, would that be possible? We are children of God. God fights our battle. They said, David, come on. Eliab, the senior brother, said, come and stop it. I know you have come to look at what is happening here. You're not meant to be here. You're too young for this. And other people heard it. David, don't come near here. You are too small for this. David said, okay, if somebody should stand to represent Israelites and kill this Goliath bragging, what will you do? Hey, thank you, Samuel. You are so surprised. He said, tell me, what will you do? He said, David, no, don't even go there. Don't even dare this. So funny, actually funny. So David said, and they were talking like this, was talking. They said, we are not going to hear this alone. We have to inform the king. Let's go to King Saul. Open your mouth and say exactly what you have told us. And he went before the king. And he told the king, Kabiesio. He saluted the king. He said, what is going on? It's not what is not attainable. Hi, David, the youngest of Jesse's family. By the power of God, I will go and face the Goliath. Why did I say this? When I was taking care of my father's sheep, a bear and a lion came. They wanted to tear the animals apart. But I ran after them and I killed them. Even one stood up to attack me, to kill me. And I stood up and I killed the animal. Same God, the same God that gave me the power, He gave me the power once again. Oh, David! He said in his mind, this was not written in the Bible, but in David's mind he was singing, this is the final battle. This is the final battle. This is the final battle. This battle we end today. This is the final battle. This is the final battle. This is the final battle. This battle we end today. This is the final battle. This is the final battle. This is the final battle. This battle we end today. Mind. When there's a battle before you, sing in your mind. Sing in your mind. Say to yourself, I will win the battle. That's what David did. I've won the battles before, I will win this one too. And he sang in his mind. Cries a mighty curtain leads against our foe. We will never falter when He bids us go. Though His Christ's purpose we may never know. Yes, we follow the way. David says, say it if you are David there. Forward, forward, 'tis the Lord's command. Forward, forward, to the promised land. Forward, forward, let the chorus ring. We are sure to. If you know the song, you can join me. Forward, forward, is the Lord's command. Forward, forward, to the promised land. Forward, forward, let the chorus ring. We are sure to win with Christ our King. When the King Saul heard it, he said, David, you mean you still want to go? Eliab told you, keep quiet. I bet you will not be able to make it. You are too small. You have small stature. You were not trained. Goliath, remember. Goliath was trained from his childhood. Oh, King Saul, I am going in the power of God. When David got there, the giant rose up and saw the young boy before him. He was actually expecting. He was actually expecting a tall man like him. How would you come and meet me? What do you think I am? What do you think I am? I'm going to kill you today and give your flesh to the fowl of the field. You mean you have no regard for my height? You mean you have no regard for my stature? I will kill this David today. David recognized the fact. Mr. Goliath, you are here with spear, you are here with sword, you are here with shield. But I, David, young David, the last born of Jesse's family, I am here. I am facing you in the name of the Lord, the God of Israel, that you defy. And I'm telling you, we are going to win the battle. Forward, forward is the Lord's command. Forward, forward to the promised land. Forward, forward, let the chorus ring. We are sure to win with Christ the King. Forward, forward is the Lord's command. Forward, forward to the promised land. Forward, forward, let the chorus ring. We are sure to win with Christ our King. Goliath was standing with pride. He did not know. It is not by power. And it is not by might, but by the Spirit of God. Goliath never knew this. That the weapon of our warfare are not what? Are not carnal. But they are mighty through God, pulling down the strongholds. Oh! As he came before David, David, I was thinking even myself. I was thinking David will run. I was thinking David will run. I was thinking David will run. David drew closer to Goliath with courage. He said, you came to me with shield and sword, but I come to you in the name of the Lord. That thou be quiet. He go. Goliath fell. Goliath is falling. He is falling. He is falling. Goliath is falling. To rise no more. Hello, children.
Hi.
Hello, children.
Hi.
Who won the battle? How did you win the battle? With the name of
God.
When you run into trouble, who do you call?
God.
Who do you call?
God.
Christ the mighty captain leads against the foe. We will never falter when he bids us go. We may never know. Yes, we follow the way. Forward, forward is the Lord's command. Forward, forward. the promised land. Forward, forward, there's a chorus sing. We are sure to win with Christ and King. What lesson did you learn? Anybody? What lesson did you learn? Get into a battle. What did you do?
Run to God. I call God.
You will call the name of Jesus or Satan?
Jesus.
Yes. Let's give him a clap, sir. What lesson did you learn from the story? Can you please stand up? Can you see yourself?
I see him in the air, I see him everywhere. I see him in the church, I see him in the street, and I know he's living in me. No, 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 God's not dead, no. He's alive, God's not dead, no. He's alive, God's not dead, no. He's alive, I know he's living in me. God's not dead, no. He's alive, God's not dead, no. He's alive, God's not dead, no. He's alive, I know he's living in me. I know he's living in me. I know he's living in me. God's not dead, no. He's alive, God's not dead, no. He's alive, God's not dead, no. He's alive, I know he's living in me. God's not dead, no. He's alive, God's not dead, no. He's alive, God's not dead, no. He's alive, I know he's living in me. I see him in my hands, I see him in my feet, I see him in the air, I see him everywhere. I see him in the church, I see him in the street, and I know he's living in me. No, 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 God's not dead, no. He's alive, God's not dead, no. He's alive, God's not dead, no. He's alive, I know he's living in me. God's not dead, no. He's alive, God's not dead, no. He's alive, God's not dead, no. He's alive, I know he's living in me. 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 I'm gonna let it shine, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine.
Okay, we want to talk about David and Goliath. David belonged to Israel, and Goliath belonged to the people of the Philistines. He was a giant, that's Goliath. He actually boasted that he will actually kill the people of Israel. But David was a young man, and he showed him the power of God. and God actually to control and show who he is. So I want to read from the book of 1 Samuel chapter 17. I'm reading from verse 1. Now the Philistines gathered together their armies to battle, and were gathered together at Sokon, which belongeth to Judah, and pitted between Sokol and Aseka in Ephraim. And Saul and the men of Israel were gathered together, and pitched by the valley of Elah, and set the battle in array against the Philistines. And the Philistines stood on the mountain on the one side, and Israel stood on the mountain on the other side. And there was a valley between them. And there went out a champion out of the camp of the Philistines, named Goliath, or Gath, whose height was 6 cubits and a span. And he had an helmet of brass upon his head, and he was armed with a coat of mail. And the weight of the coat was 5,000 shekels of brass. And he had grips of brass upon his legs, and a target of brass between his shoulders. And the staff of his spear was like a weaver's beam, and his spear's edge weighed 600 shekels of iron. And one bearing a shield went from him. I'm reading verse 8. And he stood and cried unto the armies of Israel, and said unto them, Why are ye come out to set your battle in array? Am I not a Philistine? And ye servant to Saul, choose you a man for you, and let him come down to me. If he is able to fight with me and kill me, then will we be your servants. But if I prevail against him and kill him, then ye be our servants and serve us. And the Philistines said, I defy the armies of Israel this day. Give me a man that we may fight together. When Saul and all Israel heard those words of the Philistines, they were dismayed and greatly afraid. Now David was the son of that Ephratite of Bethlehem, Judah, whose name was Jesse, and he had 8 sons. And the man went among men of an old man in the days of Saul. And the 3 eldest sons of Jesse went and followed Saul to the battle. And the names of his 3 sons that went to the battle were Eliab the firstborn, and next unto him Abinadab, and the third Shammah. And David was the youngest. And the 3 eldest followed Saul. But David went and returned from Saul to feed his father's sheep at Bethlehem. And the Philistine drew near morning and evening, and presented himself 40 days. And Jesse said unto David his son, Take now for thy brethren an ephah of his parched corn, and these 10 loaves, and run to the camp to thy brethren, and carry these 10 cheese unto the captain of thy thousands, and look how thy brethren fare, and take their pledge. Now Saul and they and all the men of Israel were in the valley of Elah, fighting with the Philistines. And David rose up early in the morning, and left the sheep with a keeper, and took and went as Jesse had commanded him. And he came to the trench as the host was going forth to the fight, and shouted for battle. Verse 21. For Israel and the Philistines had put the battle in array, army against army. And David left his carriage in the hand of the keeper of the carriage, and ran into the army, and came and saluted his brethren. And as he talked with them, behold, there came up the champion, the Philistine of Gath, Goliath by name, out of the armies of the Philistines, and spake according to the same words. And David heard them. And all the men of Israel, when they saw the man, fled from him, and were so afraid. And the men of Israel said, Have ye seen this man that is come up? Surely to defy Israel is he come up? And it shall be that the man who killeth him, the king will enrich him with great riches, and will give him his daughter, and make his father's house free in Israel. And David spake to the men that stood by him, saying, What shall be done to the man that killeth this Philistine? and taketh away the reproach from Israel. For who is this uncircumcised Philistine, that he should defy the armies of the living God? And the people answered him after this manner, saying, So shall it be done to the man that killeth him. And Eliab, his eldest brother, heard when he spake unto the men. And Eliab's anger was kindled against David, and he said, Why camest thou, Dan Ether? And with whom hast thou left those sheep in the wilderness? I know thy pride, and the naughtiness of thy heart, for thou art come, that thou mightest see the battle. And David said, What have I now done? Is there not a cause? And he turned from him toward another, and spake after the same manner. And the people answered him again, and the former manner. And when the words were heard which David spake, they rehearsed them before Saul. And he sent for him. And David said to Saul, Let no man's heart fail because of him. Thy servant will go and fight with this Philistine. And Saul said unto David, Thou art not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him, for thou art but a youth, he a man of war from his youth. And David said unto Saul, Thy servant kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion and a bear, and took a lamb out of the flock. And I went out after him, and smote him, and delivered it out of his mouth. And when he arose against me, I caught him by his beard, and smote him, and slew him. Verse 36. Thy servant slew both the lion and the bear, and the uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them, seeing he had defied the armies of the living God. David said, Moreover, the Lord that delivered me out of the paw of the lion, and out of the paw of the bear, he will deliver me out of the hand of these Philistines. And Saul said unto David, Go, and the Lord be with thee. And Saul armed David with his armor, and he put an helmet of brass upon his head. Also he armed him with a coat of mail. And David gathered his sword upon his armor, and he essayed to go, for he had proved it. And David said unto Saul, I cannot go with this, for I have not proved them. And David put them off him. And he took his staff in his hand, and chose him 5 smooth stones out of the brook, and put them in a shepherd's bag, which he had, even in a scrip. And his sling was in his hand. And he drew near the Philistine. And the Philistine came on, and drew near unto David. And the man that bare the shield went before him. And when the Philistine looked about, and saw David, he dismayed him. He was but a youth, and ruddy, and of a fair countenance. And the Philistine said unto David, Am I a dog, that thou camest to me with staves? And the Philistine called David by his gods. And the Philistine said to David, Come to me, and I will give thy flesh unto the fowls of the air, and to the beasts of the field. Then said David to the Philistine, Thou comest to me with a sword, and with a spear, and with a shield, but I come to thee in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel, whom thou hast defied. This day will the Lord deliver thee into my hand, and I will smite thee, and take thine head from thee, and I will give the carcasses of the hosts of the Philistines this day unto the fowls of the air, and to the wild beasts of the earth, that all the earth may know that there is a God in Israel. And all this assembly shall know that the Lord saved not with sword and spear, for the battle is the Lord's, and he will give you into our hands. And it came to pass, when the Philistine arose and came and drew nigh to meet David, that David hasted and ran towards the army to meet the Philistines. And David put his hand in his bag, and took thence a stone, and slang it, and smote the Philistine in his forehead, that the stone sunk into his forehead, and he fell upon his face to the earth. So David prevailed over the Philistines with a sling
and with a stone, and smote the Philistine, and slew him. But there was no sword in the hand of David. Therefore David ran, and stood upon the Philistines, and took his sword, and drew it out of the sheath thereof, and slew him, and cut off his head therewith. And when the Philistines saw their champion was dead, they fled. And the men of Israel and of Judah arose and shouted, and pursued the Philistines until thou come to the valley and to the gates of Ekron. And the wounded of the Philistines fell down by the way of Shaaraim, even unto Gath, and unto Ekron. And the children of Israel returned from casting after the Philistines, and they spoiled their tents. And David took the head of the Philistine, and brought it into Jerusalem, but he put his armor in his tent. And when Saul saw David go forth against the Philistine, he said unto Abner, the captain of the host, Abner, whose son is this youth? And Abner said, Art thou as thy soul liveth, O king? I cannot tell. And the king said, Enquire that whose son the stricken is. And as David returned from the slaughter of the Philistines, Abner took him and brought him before Saul with the head of the Philistine in his hand. Verse 58, which is the last verse. And Saul said to him, Whose son art thou, thou young man? And David answered, I am the son of thy servant Jesse the Bethlehemite.
Story, 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 story. Story, 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 story. I have a story to tell. We have a story to tell. Story, 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 story. Story, 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 story. I have a story to tell.
You are victorious. As a friend of God, you are. Oh, you've got the victory. You are victorious. As a friend of God, that's who you really are. As a friend of God, you are. You've got the victory. You've got the victory. You are victorious. As a friend of God, that's who you really are. As a friend of God, you are. You've got a victory. You've got the victory.
The hand of God is in you and upon you. and it's taking you higher. Yeah. As a friend of God, that's who you are. And you've got the victory. Oreoluwa, Oreoluwa, that's the true name.
You are victorious.
As a friend of God, that's who you really are.
As a friend of God, you are.
You have the victory.
You got the victory.
Oreoluwa, Oreoluwa, that's the true name.
You are victorious.
As a friend of God, that's who you really are.
You got the victory.
Oreoluwa,
You are victorious.
as a friend of God, that's who you really are. You've got the victory. Friend of God, that's who you really are.
Your name W2 is wisdom, wonderful, and worthy of God evolution.
You've got the victory.
As a friend of God, that's who you truly
Accepted by God and man.
are.
You've got the victory.
As a friend of God, that's who you truly are.
As a friend of God, you are.
And you've got the victory.
You've got the victory.
As a friend of God, that's who you truly are.
As a friend of God, you are.
You've got the victory.
You've got the victory.
As a friend of God, that's who you truly are.
As a friend of God, you are.
You've got the victory.
You've got the victory.
As a friend of God, that's who you truly
As
are.
a friend of God, you are.
You've got the victory. You've got the victory.
When I call, you answer me. My heart desire, you may come true. Light in